Today we're going to discuss some 2023 NFL draft prospects the Saints should target, as well as one 2023 free agent target for the Saints. First, we know the glaring weakness is quarterback. I don't think any of the early round quarterbacks fit the system that the Saints are looking to pursue. But my quarterback for the Saints is Tanner McKee. He's a later round pick. I'm thinking round 3 or 4. And I think he fits the mold of a Saints quarterback. I don't think we need a running quarterback. We have that already with Taysom Hill. So getting a running quarterback would ruin those packages that we already have instilled in our offense. So Tanner McKee comes in and fills out the quarterback role perfectly. He's a 6'6" quarterback who can make those throws that Drew Brees once could make. I'm not saying he is Drew Brees, but he's a great throwing quarterback, and he has some nice pinpoint accuracy, which is what we need. Next, let's focus on the defensive interior. We struggled a lot with our rush defense this year, and I think that was evidence in games like the Ravens, Falcons, and the last game with the Panthers. Our defensive line was not cutting it. We are sometimes generating pressure, but teams were able to run on us and own the time of possession. That's why I think we should pursue Siaki Ika from Baylor. He is a 6'4", 360-pound interior lineman who is amazing at shutting down the rush. He might not be the best pass rusher, but what we need right now is some rush defense. We have Cameron Jordan. We might bring Marcus Davenport back, and I think our pass rushing ability is already good enough, and we just need to upgrade our rush defense, especially in a division like we're already in with the Falcons, Panthers, and Bucks loving to run the ball. We need to make sure we can stop the run. Next, I think we should upgrade in the secondary. I know our secondary was good towards the end of the year. We have Marshall Lattimore coming back next year healthy. We also have Alontae Taylor, who stepped up a lot throughout this year, even though he should have been playing in more situations over Paulson Adebo, especially in that Eagles game where A.J. Brown was able to expose us on that one big play. But even that, we have 3 good corners. We have Tyrann Mathieu, who was surprisingly a Pro Bowler this year. I don't know if I saw that in my opinion, but I'll take it. We saw Marcus Maye unable to stay healthy through a full season, so I think added secondary support would be beneficial, especially after losing C.J. Gardner-Johnson for basically nothing. We got like a 6th-round pick for it. That was a terrible trade on our end. I think the player J.L. Skinner can fill that role perfectly and bring back that swagger for our defense. We lost that swagger that we had with C.J. Gardner-Johnson, the swagger that got on Tom Brady's head and got on other quarterbacks' head, and just revived our defense, especially in moments in key games when we were frightened or just in shock. He was able to calm the storm and get our defense back on track. And J.L. Skinner is that perfect player for us. He's 6'4" and 220, so he can put on a little bit more size, but he has elite ball skills, and he's an amazing tackler. I was watching his highlights, bunch of hit sticks in his highlights, and he's just able to track down the running back quarterback insanely fast. Dennis Allen, who people might argue is not a good head coach, we know he's great at developing defensive players. We saw that with Alontae Taylor and C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Both came to the league raw, wasn't a high draft pick, wasn't someone that we thought was come in and would be the star player. But we saw Alontae Taylor succeed this year covering Davante Adams and other receivers, able to hold them in check, and C.J. Gardner-Johnson able to go on the Eagles now and show how good of a player he really developed into being. Next, in the offseason, I think a big acquisition we should make is trying to pursue Jamal Williams. I'm not really sure on our cap situation yet. I don't know how big of a contract other teams are looking to give him, but we know that Kamara is most likely going to be suspended for 4 to 6 games next year with this suspending law case. So we need to have a running back to fill in. I don't think we should keep Mark Ingram. I think it was just a way to go out how it happened versus the Bucks, and I think that's a way we should just go into the sunset and let it be with Mark Ingram. David Johnson played good in some fill-in roles for Kamara when he gave him a break, but I think we need more explosiveness, and even when Kamara comes back with Jamal Williams, he adds that 1-2 punch. Kamara being the speed and elusive type of back where we can get him on the edge, and we don't have to use him between the tackles, and that can be Jamal Williams' job. And he can get us those tough 3 to 4 yards, especially closing out games. We saw down the stretch how our rush offense was able to close out games, such as the Browns game, the Eagles game, and other games down the stretch. Kamara can stay fresh. He can be more involved in the pass game, and when he's getting the ball, he can be more explosive. Because we saw throughout the year that sometimes when he got the ball, he was showing some fatigue, and that we had to take some of that pressure off. And I think Jamal Williams is that perfect 1-2 combo. How we saw earlier in Kamara's career when we had Mark Ingram in his prime, that was a perfect 1-2 combo. When Kamara got the ball, you know what he's going to get, and he was going to get 10 to 15 yards out of the backfield or on the edge on those counter toss plays. That's what we need to use more Kamara in. And I think these 4 players would benefit our offense greatly, and I think this could get us into developing a quarterback and upgrade our defense in a tremendous way where we can be back to compete in the NFC South next year. We don't know the future of Tom Brady, and we know how the Falcons and Panthers are. They love to play us tough, but I don't think they're real contenders in the NFC South. And we might even have more draft picks coming in with the future of Sean Payton. We don't know what that entails yet. I think a first-round pick could be used on J.L. Skinner or Siaki Ike. We don't know how the combines are going to go, and I think J.L. Skinner, with his elite frame, being only 220, has a lot of room to put on size and mass. I think he could jump up and skyrocket on the draft board. So a late first-round pick from the 49ers, most likely, if we make that trade with the Denver Broncos, could be a perfect spot to draft J.L. Skinner. And I think these 4 acquisitions could transform our team next year. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section about these 4 acquisitions I think the Saints should make this offseason, and comment who you think the Saints should draft and anyone else that we should pursue in the offseason. And stay tuned for any updates on Sean Payton. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be back with future videos. Peace.